Ready to go green. 6 laps is the distance. We're underway. Of course, as we mentioned, a couple of drivers, our leader right now, we don't have the driver name on that, but we will get it to you as soon as we can as he leads the way. Matthew Obey in that 89 holds down second. The 28 of Corey Costello finished third in the point standings here last year in this bandit division, sitting there back in the third spot, but off turn number 4, good battle for the lead.
Well, the 29 car will take you into turns 1 and 2. Quickly behind him, Matthew Oban. Oban now going to look for the inside track coming out of 2. Door is slammed there on the backstretch. As you see him go in front of the Aquasasni Mohawk Casino sign located on our backstretch. The 29 car leads into turns 3 and 4. Oban trying to make the bottom side work here, Tim. That's the great thing about opening night. The cars look so pretty.
They look pretty now, and then they look pretty fast here in the early going. Oban is doing all he can to get by our leader. And once again, we don't have a driver name on the number 29 yet, but when we get one, we will pass it along to you. Corey Castell completes your top 3. Halfway sign is out this time by, and off turn 4 they go. Still a good battle up front. Starting to break away, though, from the field is the 29.
Well, the 29 car opening up about a 3-car length now as Oban's going to try the high side coming out of turn 2. 29 still your leader. Oban now starting to close the gap on the backstretch. He looks to the inside. Oban makes the pass going into turn number 3.
Not exactly sure what happened to the 29 as he slows going into turns 3 and 4. Now he picks it back up. 2 more laps to go for Matthew Oban, looking to put that car in the win column here early on. The 29 moving very slowly now into turns 1 and 2. Could be some major mechanical issues here early. Corey Castell holds down third. Into turns 3 and 4. Matthew Obey is all by himself, looking for the first checkered flag of the 2012 season. White flag is in the air. 5 laps in the books.
Oban all by himself up front. The 29 car in second. Castell rounds out the field. Oban now takes it out of turn 2 onto the backstretch. He'll set it on the high side as he'll head into turns 3 and 4. Going to look to keep it fast and smooth as he'll be looking to collect his first checkered flag of the 2012 racing season at Mohawk. Mr. Matthew Oban, congratulations, you are heat race winner number 1 in the Bandits this evening.
Great job by Obey. Full straightaway lead for the 89 of Obey. And second still up for grabs, and the 29 car will get it. Corey Castell did all he could to try to get field working into turns 3 and 4. Ernie Cree back there in the third spot. Came up 1 point short of winning the track championship here last season. Green flag is out, and Ernie Cree, your good buddy Brian, jumps out to the early lead.
Ernie Cree now setting the pace for the field. Now coming in behind him, it was the number... Can't quite see, the sun is in my eyes. I've never looked so bright, Mr. Tim Baltz, as Ernie Cree will take it out of turn 4 to lead lap number 1. That is the 28 J car. Looking for a name on that one. And Derek Colbert leads out, or comes out of the number 4 spot, looking to the inside. Coming out of 2, can Colbert make the pass on the backstretch? Ernie Cree, your race leader now, as we've got 1 lap in the books. Ernie Cree, the 28 J car. Colbert rounds out your top 3.
And Ernie Cree showing you why he was the dominating forces here. Him and Owen White went at it for the track championship last season. And Ernie Cree, of course, as we mentioned, came up 1 spot short, or 1 point short of winning that track championship. He did, of course, claim the track title over at the Cornwall Motor Speedway with 5 wins. And he's looking for a checkered flag here. Halfway side is out.
And a little puff of smoke starting to show on the 79 car of Derek Colbert as Ernie Cree leads your field to the halfway point. As Cree now on the backstretch settling in with a nice 20 car length lead here, I would say, Mr. Tim Baltz, as he sets it on the high side coming out of turn 4, and he will lead lap number 4.
2 more laps to go, and Cree sets the pace down the front stretch. 28J holding on to second, Colbert into third. The 17 holding down spot number 4, and the number 12 holding down 5th. White flag will be displayed this time by is Cody Supernall back on top of the flag stand for 2012, assisting Austin Swamp. And I'll tell you what, Ernie Cree hasn't missed a beat here from 2011, has he?
Well, Ernie Cree set the pace for the field last year, always a strong runner wherever he goes, and that is certainly the case here this evening as he comes out of turn 3 into 4, looking to win the heat race number 2 of the 2012 season here in the Bandit class. He'll do so. The 28 J car In the number 2 spot, Colbert trying to hang on for the number 3 spot. He'll do so as he's followed by the Neon 17, followed by the 12, and the number 2 car. We'll get names for these drivers in a very...
All blocks, and he had a very good run up there in the opener, finishing in the number 5 spot with that 358 car. Not too bad when you're running against guys like Brett Hearn and Kenny Tremont, but right now we got Chris Raby alongside of him. Green flag in the air. 10 laps the scheduled distance, and we're 3 wide going down the back straightaway. Gainsborough and Delbert LeGros and Luke Whitaker. LeGros wisely backs out, but it's Todd Stone, your early leader, off of corner number 4.
Todd Stone, he'll be around the clock. Number 1, Ladouceur sits in the 3 spot. The young Chu. The number 16, Gage Morin, sets up on the inside. Laurent Ladouceur slams the door in the backstretch. Todd Stone, your early race leader. Last year, he had 1 feature event winner and continued another strong campaign. Followed by Chris Raby, Brett Ladouceur, Gage Morin, and the 38 of Luke Whitaker round out your top 4, rounding up now into the 5th position. I do believe Mr. Tim Baltz, that is the 24 of Brandon Sweet, if I can see. No, that is actually Tim. Help me out here.
That is Kerry Terrance going by Morin from the number 5 spot. As a pair of 1s go at it, Todd Stone, the 1X, the 01 of Chris Raby, holding down that 2nd spot. Laurent Ladouceur is 3rd. Luke Whitaker holding down 4th right now. And Whitaker, a little bit of smoke starting to show on the back of that car. This deep in the field, this early on in the heat race, as he works in that 5th spot. Gainsborough into Delbert LeGros. Round out your field. Halfway sign is out. Todd Stone putting on a clinic early in the going.
And a little bit of smoke coming out of the Todd Stone machine, the X1. As they're coming up behind him now is the 01 of Chris Raby. Laurent Ladouceur looking to close the distance, gain a little real estate on the backstretch. Can he do so? He'll come into turns 3, looking to gain on the young Chris Raby, who's got his 100th career victory just a few short weeks ago. Kerry Terrance, Whitaker round out your top 4, followed by Gage Morin, who runs in the number 5 position.
Down the backstretch they go. 7 laps will be completed this time by, and that smoke is starting to get a little more whiter out of that number 1X, and he slows coming off of corner number 4. Not exactly sure what happened. As he slows to the outside of turns 1 and 2, and a tough break for Todd Stone in that G-Stone Motors number 1X machine, and he slows to almost a stop on the backstretch, and he's going to try to limp it home pit side, but a tough break for him.
Chris Raby looking to continue his success here in 2012 at the Mohawk International Raceway. He's on the backstretch now. He'll take you into turns 3 and 4, followed by the Laser, Laurent Ladouceur, followed by Kerry Terrance, correction on that, Luke Whitaker, Kerry Terrance, Gage Morin rounding out the top 4, and bringing up the fair field, the number 71 of Delbert LeGros, White Hanky on the field.
Last time around, Mohawk International Raceway, Chris Raby dives down into turns 3 and 4. Veteran Laurent Ladouceur trying the outside, nothing doing. Checkered flag is out. Raby gets the win. Ladouceur, Terrance, Whitaker, Gage Morin, your top 5, and Delbert LeGros will complete the field. It'll be Timmy O'Brien in the number 88, Perry Francis in the 55. 6 cars set to do battle, 10 laps, the scheduled distance once again. Modifieds looking to go green. We're back underway. Green flag is in the air. Side-by-side battle going into turns 1 and 2, and Danny O'Brien picks up the lead. Here comes Slim on the top side part of the speedway. No such luck out there right now. Younger brother Timmy O'Brien settling back there in the 3rd spot. It's Pecor and Perry Francis, your top 5 right now. But Danny O'Brien, who's won many features, he's going into 1.
Big brother now leads little brother coming out of 2. Slim McDonald slips up on the turn number 2. That opens the door for the 55 of Perry Francis. Danny O'Brien, your race leader now as he takes you out of turn 4, followed by Timmy O'Brien, Perry Francis, Brian Slim McDonald, and the 4J of Shane Pecor.
Down the backstretch they go, and Danny O'Brien, if you recall his feature win here last season, it was on the final corner in the final 50 feet when he got the lead on the last lap over here. And also last year, he went into his own master of getting the job done right when he needed done the most, and he leads the field going down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Timmy O'Brien, who had some good runs early on this year at the Brewerton Speedway against the big block, settles back in the second. Perry Francis
So Danny O'Brien cannot open that lead too much more, or Mrs. O'Brien will have words with him when he gets home. His younger brother, Timmy O'Brien, rides in second on the backstretch, followed by Perry Francis. He's got Brian Slim McDonald right behind him, rounding out your top 5. Shane Pecor. Danny O'Brien around on lap number 5. He is still your race leader halfway home.
5 in, 5 more to go. Danny O'Brien looks pretty calm out there in that number 1 spot, leading little brother Tim by about 5 car lengths. Into turns 3 and 4 they go. Perry Francis, who picked up 2 wins last season, and Brian McDonald, back to 96 machine, and Shane Pecor, Warrior Racing number 4, Jay.
So Timmy O'Brien seems to have a push as he enters turn number 2, which allows big brother Danny to kind of get away from him. But now, Timmy O'Brien starting to close that gap with 3 laps remaining. Danny O'Brien, your race leader. In second, it is Timmy O'Brien, followed by Perry Francis, Brian McDonald, and Shane Pecor on the backstretch. Danny O'Brien sets it up for turns number 3. Going a little high this time, going to set her a little lower coming out of 4. Timmy O'Brien starting to close the gap.
Just a little bit. He's kind of dominating the racetrack here. And Danny gets going through turns 1 and 2. There's a little bit of a bump starting to develop over there, kind of throwing the cars off a little bit. That has closed up the battle for the lead, though. Coming off of turn number 4, Danny leads Tim by about a car length. Austin stand here, Brian. It's anybody's race.
Well, the family that races together stays together. On the backstretch, it is Danny O'Brien. He'll take you into turn number 3. He's got 1 left turn left. Can he close the gap? Can he keep the gap closed on younger brother Tim? He'll do so. Danny O'Brien, heat race winner, number 1 of the 2012 358 races here at the Mohawk International Raceway, followed by Timmy O'Brien, Perry Francis, Brian McDonald, and Shane Pecor rounds out your top 5.
He rolls away on the inside of row number 3, outside. That will be Casey Swamp in the 44. Green flag is set to roll out here. Veteran gets the jump on Tommy Jock, but he gets the lead back. They'll swap it a couple more times in turns 1 and 2. Tarbell back to the inside. Jock on the high side. They're going to battle side by side into turns 3 and 4. Tommy Jock on the top side. Roy Tarbell down low. Drag race to the stripe, and Tarbell leads like
Roy Tarbell, Tommy Jock Jr., 2 veteran campaigners here at Mohawk. Looking to make things interesting is the 74 of Matt Billings on the backstretch. The 007, the Rockin' One. Roy Tarbell is your early race leader. He'll come around to take lap number 2. Jock gets to the high side, opens the door for Matt Billings.
Quickly taking away the number 2 spot, and TJ might have a problem. At least he slipped over the cushion just a little bit in turn number 1. Gets back in front of Casey Swamp, allowing Tommy Conklin to go by, and Kevin Federley has gone pit side with the 57. And Casey Swamp about lost the handle down here in the front stretch. Straightens it back up, though, as he'll still carry on in the number 5 spot. But Matt Billings starting to close the gap on Roy Tarbell.
Roy Tarbell, veteran campaigner here at the Frogtown and now Mohawk International Raceway. He's got to deal with Matt Billings, who seems to have a push between turns 1 and 2. Followed up by the 29 of Tom Conklin, who finished 4th his very first time in a 358 modified race a couple weeks ago at the Can-Am Speedway. Roy Tarbell, your race leader on lap number 5.
And Tarbell keeping that gap between himself and Matt Billings. Tommy Conklin doing a great job holding on to 3rd. The battle for 4th goes on with Tommy Jock Jr. and Casey Swamp as they battle it out for that spot on the backstretch. Roy Tarbell and Matt Billings all the way through Tom Conklin.
So the race to watch is the 31 and 44 of Casey Swamp and Tommy Jock Jr. Casey Swamp now looks to the inside, going to drift to the little high side. Tommy Jock slams the door. Here comes Casey Swamp out of 2. He's got the inside track. He overtakes Tommy Jock. As Tommy Jock seems to be having some issues, is going to take it pit side. Now your race leader continues to be the 007 of Roy Tarbell. Matt Billings looking to gain real estate as they head into turns 3 and 4.
And Billings starting to close in just a little bit. That bottom side might be close to go. Roy Tarbell shifts to the high side, going through turn 22. He'll cut it down to the bottom in turn number 2. And Billings right there in his turn. They go down into turns 3 and 4. Billings right there with him one more time off of corner number 4. It's Roy Tarbell, your leader, followed by Billings. He is close. White flag in the air.
White flag on the field. 1 more lap to go. Roy Tarbell, can he hang on? Can Matt Billings gain some precious clay here on him as they head into turns 3 and 4. Tarbell on the high side. Billings on the bottom. Tarbell round turn 4 now. He'll your race winner for heat race number 3, Roy Tarbell, followed by Matt Billings, Tom Conklin, Casey Swamp. As now, well, that will bring us to the first sportsman event of the evening, I do believe.
Speedway. Pinot, regular runner in the Pro Stocks last year. Kyle Jacobs back with us once again in that familiar number 37 machine. Will be underway. Green flag is in the air and Helm to the wall here in the front straightaway. Him and Brandon Sweet got together, and Helm, right on the initial start, was not going anywhere. Well, let's see what happens on this restart once again, as we'll get 7 cars bunched up together. Albertine and LaFrance will lead him down to the green off of corner number 4. Green flag is going into turns 1 and 2. LaFrance right there in blank. Well, I tell you what, he had that left front flying in the breeze and trying to run down your top 2 as LaFrance works to the top side. Albertine down low. Drag race down the front straightaway. Albertine will lead lap number 1, but here comes the natural.
Zach Albertine leads the field now on lap 1. He's got to contend with the natural along with the little hammer. Zach Albertine got his hands full here, but Zach Albertine equaling to the task here so far. He'll go into turns 3 and 4. He'll hug the bottom. He's got behind him Dale Plank along with Stefan French, Brendan Sweet, and Billy Dunn.
And Dunn right there in the number 5 spot. Then it's Kyle Jacobs, David Papineau at each other for 6 and 7. Down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. Natural up on the top side. Here comes Albertine down low, and Blake trying to make that outside. Trying to get through turns 1 and 2. Coming down the back stretch.
Albertine slips up just a little bit. That opens the door for the natural. Dale Plank, he'll go to the high side. Albertine, a long-time campaigner, usually running the big blocks, ran all over rolling wheels, forward, wherever. As now he opens the door, and once again, here comes Stefan LaFrance. He goes to the high side, come on out of 2. Albertine says, I don't think so, as he takes him down to the back stretch. Dale Plank still your race leader.
And Albertine and LaFrance having it out for 2nd and 3rd. Seems like that top side is good for Albertine. And LaFrance as they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn number 3. LaFrance on the top side, Albertine down low, not wanting to give up the bottom. He'll hold off LaFrance for the time being.
Very clean racing going on for the number 2 spot between Zach Albertine out of Chaumont, New York, along with Stefan LaFrance. LaFrance on the high side. Albertine power to the clay as he takes you into turns 3 and 4. Plank still your race leader now. He's got the 1 lap to go side here. The 358 modifieds, our final heat race of the evening for the dirt modifieds. LaFrance now, he takes over the number 2 spot, followed by Zach Albertine along with Brandon Sweet and the 49 machine of Billy Dunn.
2 more laps left to go, and Dale Blake setting sail, driving away. Now Stefan has clear the Albertine from that 2nd spot. Albertine holds down the 3rd. A couple of Watertown natives going at it for 4th and 5th as Brandon Sweet and Billy Dunn at each other down the back straightaway. Kyle Jacobs and David Papineau complete the rest of the field. White flag is in the air, and Dale Blake does pass 3 laps and running away from the field.
Okay, first night out of the box. I'm falling asleep already, not because I'm bored, but because it's a great race. Dale Plank takes the heat race this evening. Number 4 followed by Stefan LaFrance, Zach Albertine, Billy Dunn, Brandon Sweet, rounding out your field. In 4th position, it will be the 37 of Kyle Jacobs, followed up by the
of Dylan Sallows, the 47S of Corey Wheeler. Tommy Jock the 3rd out there in the 53, and proud mother Kimmy up here watching in the booth. Her heart rate is going a mile a minute up here watching her son do battle with these sportsman drivers. Green flag is out. We're underway, and Dylan Evoy waiting for nobody as he tries to hold off Dan Jalbert for the number 1 spot. He's got about 2 car lengths on him already as they go into turns 3 and 4, and Evoy leads the field in lap number 1.
So, lap number 1 leader is Dylan Evoy. Evoy now coming out of 2. He's followed up by Jalbert, along with Dylan Sallows and the 95 of Tammy Jalbert and the 47 of Corey Wheeler, the Giant Tiger sponsor. It's been his longtime sponsor. As in rounding out the field is Tommy John the 3rd. Dylan Evoy setting the early pace here, Tim. Business as usual.
Absolutely. Of course, Dylan won 14 feature races last season on the dirt car circuit. He won 9 of those here, 4 of them over at the Brockville Speedway, and of course he won 1 at Can-Am last year. He also picked up the win 2 weeks ago at Can-Am, and would like to add another MIR feature win to his credit. Of course, he has 10 Sportsman feature wins here over the last 2 seasons, and Dan Jalbero also has a Sportsman win here back some time ago. Right there in spot number 2, Dylan Sallows, a brand new ride for him up there to the number 3 spot. Tammy Jalbert and Corey Wheeler back there 4th and 5th.
So Dylan leading the convoy. Evoy is your race leader. He'll take it out of turn 2 down to the backstretch, followed up by the number 1 of Dan Jalbert. Dylan Sallows now onto the inside. Corey Wheeler makes the pass going to 3 over Tammy Jalbert. We've got 4 laps in. We've got a yellow on the field. Tommy Jock third off on between turns 1 and 2, I do believe. It'll be Evoy ready to take the green here on lap number 5.
Absolutely. Green flag is back out again, and Dylan Evoy back out in front of the field. Of course, last year, as we mentioned, Dylan Evoy won the track championship with just 2 races remaining on the schedule in a dominant fashion. But of course, he lost the track title at Brockville on the last lap, the last corner of the last race of the season at Brockville, unfortunately. But it went to one of his good buddies in Chris Herberson. 2 laps to go for Evoy.
So Evoy, now he's got 4 turns of the wheel left. He takes it onto the backstretch, followed up by Jalbert. Going to the high side, it is Sallows. Something must have broke loose on his machine. As he split away on turn number 2, he comes to a stop on the backstretch. That'll bring up the yellow flag here this evening.
Into the bulk of the season as the weeks go on. Green flag is back out, and the attrition rate has gone up in this one as we're down to just 3 now with Dylan Evoy, Dan Jalbert, and Corey Wheeler. If you remember, Corey Wheeler last year won his first ever Pro Stock Dirt Series event right here at MIR in fine fashion, dominating the race. But up in front, Dylan Evoy will lead him down to the checkered flag, and he'll grab the win. So your defending track champion is back in way earlier last season, and the 23 will get a driver name on that very, very shortly to you. 8 laps once again, Brian, as they work off a corner for number 4.
So it was Action Jackson Jr. now with an early race lead as he'll take you into turns 1 and 2, followed up on the inside by Wyatt Mullen. Jackson now slips to the high side, door wide open now as coming into turns 3 and 4. It will be Mullen, followed up by the number 12 machine of Brandon Hagen. Hagen actually has a 1 win under his belt already this season at the Can-Am Speedway. Continuing to lead is Wyatt Mullen now. Here comes Brandon Hagen. He's looking to continue his success here. He'll go to the high side as he takes you into turns 3 and 4.
And we got a good battle for the lead. Also, we got a good battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th as Nolan Swamp, Louis Jackson Jr., and Jessica Power having at it here. Meanwhile, back up in front, Hagen doing all he can to get by Wyatt Mullen for the lead. Could not get the job done, though, as he worked the back straightaway. It's Wyatt Mullen, Brandon Hagen, 1 and 2. Good battle for 3rd. Nolan Swamp, a rookie in this sportsman division, not afraid to go to the outside part of the speedway, but it's Wyatt Mullen still holding down the lead.
Well, coming out of 4 there, Nolan Swamp looked to go to the high side. Louis Jackson Jr. slammed that door using his experience, but now he slips up. We got a car spinning into turn number 2. I believe that is Jessica Power who wipes out into turn number 2.
And Brandon Hagen did get the lead there coming off but at the front of the field right now, Brandon Hagen and Wyatt Mullen will share the front row, spots 1 and 2 off of corner number 4. Hagen sees the green first. He gets the jump as they go down into turn number 1. Wyatt Mullen sliding back there to the number 2 spot. It's Nolan Swamp holding down 3rd. Jessica Power already making her way to the front of the field. She rides in 5th. Louis Jackson Jr. sitting back there in the 4th spot, but Brandon Hagen has not missed 1 beat at all from MIR as of now as he leads the way going into turn 1.
Yes, he certainly has not skipped a beat, but I'll tell you the one that has impressed me tonight, the 1X of Nolan Swamp. First time ever in a sportsman. He's running 3rd here. Very strong runner in the Bandit division last year. As now we've got 2 laps to go as Brandon Hagen continues to race lead. Nolan Swamp making a move on the high side, looking for that number 2 position.
I'll tell you what, he is not afraid. He was not afraid in that Bandit car, and he is definitely not afraid of this sportsman ride. As they go down the back straightaway, Brandon Hagen is walking away with this one. He heads off into corner number 4 and down the front stretch with a huge lead on the field. But the battle is for 2nd, and Wyatt Mullen has it for the time being.
Well, looks like Nolan Swamp has figured out the number 1 key to racing. Fast is smooth and smooth is fast, but Brandon Hagen, your race leader, he's opened up quite a distance between him and the 2nd place car of Wyatt Mullen. Smooth into the bottom is Brandon Hagen, the number 12 car. He'll be around to collect heat race number 2 for the Sportsman here at the Mohawk International Raceway, followed up by Wyatt Mullen, Louis Jackson, the 23 car, and Jessica Power. And for whatever reason, the 1X of Nolan Swan.
2 will be the 11X of Brian Kopp, the 8A of Dana Aikens, the 74 of Neil Provost, and the number 10 of Josh Van Brocklin. And rounding out your field will be the number 29 machine. Down the back straightaway they go, Brian, and Brent Kelsey still holding down the lead. Here comes Dana Aikens with a charge into third now. Off of corner number 4, it's Brent Kelsey, your leader.
Dana Aikens, a longtime campaigner in the street stock division. Brent Kelsey, your early race leader, followed up by the 3 car, Dana Aikens, along with the number 19 machine of Josh Van Brocklin. Kelsey slowing a bit, going into turns number 2, followed up by Brian Kapp and the 74 of Neil Pecor, I do believe. Neil Provost, thank you very much. As now we get a car slowing on the backstretch. Sorry about that, Tim. The number 29 machine hugging the inside groove, but the number 3 machine setting the pace for the field.
Down into turns 3 and 4. Here comes Josh Van Brocklin down to the inside. As the number 3 sails away with the lead, but Van Brocklin is right there with him. Down the back straightaway they go. Brian Kopp, Neil Provost. As we recall, last year Neil had a couple of good runs, almost picked up a feature win, lost the lead with 2 laps to go, and lost it to Dylan Evoy, but he's back there in fine form, running in 4th. Halfway sign is out.
The number 3, your race leader, he continues, but here comes Josh Van Brocklin on the inside. He's turned a few laps. He's got the door wide open, heading down to the back stretch. He'll take the early race lead. And the turns number 3 and 4, now he's trying to open up a little bit of distance between himself. Rounded out by the number 3 car, Brian Kapp, the 74 of Neil Provost, who had a very strong run here last year, looking for his first win of the season. Followed up by Dana Aikens, who slowed a little bit going into turns number 3.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Dana. He's been slowing down for several laps now, and he may come to a stop up here off of corner number 4, but Austin keeps the green flag out. And Dana not going to be able to get it going again. We'll bring caution back out here.
And rounding out the field, the 29 machine. Still going to have, no, we're going to get the green flag on this one. Van Brocklin now powering his way with 2 laps to go. He is your race leader, followed by the 3 car, the 74 Neil Provost. Provost now looking to go to the high side. Has a little hiccup as he comes out of 2. But the 19 machine of Josh Van Brocklin continues to lead.
Down the front straightaway they go, and Van Brocklin has the lead. That is Adam Rhodes on aboard the number 3, having a pretty good run out there. Once again, we apologize for not getting the name out there right quickly, but then again, this is opening night. We're still trying to get all the bugs worked out, and we'll be good to go for the rest of the year. Checkered flag this time by, and Josh Van Brocklin also has not missed a beat here at MIR. He'll go to victory lane in heat number 3 for the Sportsman. Rozon will come home in 2nd, followed by Neil Into turns 3 and 4 they go. Thunder Anderson, who looked pretty impressive at the end of last year. See how he goes here in his debut in 2012. Green flag is in the air, and Thunder Anderson gets that early advantage. Jenna David settling behind him in the number 2 spot. Here comes Kyle Wilson, not afraid to go to the bottom side of the speedway. Gets alongside Jenna David trying to get the number 2 spot, and he does with ease. As they come up off of corner number 4, it is Thunder Anderson leading the parade down in front.
Now the battle continues as clipping the wall on the inside there is Steve Billings, as he may have just kissed the concrete, so to speak, on the front stretch. Your race leader, it is Thunder Anderson, followed by Kyle Wilson, the 2 of Jenna David, the 2 Easy of the Brazier Falls, New York native Mike Arquette, followed up here by the number 70 machine, the veteran campaigner Billy Cook. 2 laps in the book. Now the race is for the first place, and that is on the inside. Kyle Wilson battling with Thunder Anderson down the backstretch, side by side, door handle to door handle.
And Kyle Wilson has won many times in the Sportsman division, never here at MIR. He is going at it with Thunder Anderson, and they about rubbed wheels down the front straightaway. Anderson keeps the lead. Kyle Wilson right there with him in 2nd, tries to get alongside of him off of corner 2. Couldn't quite get the job done. Jenna David having a great run, holding down 3rd. That's Mike Arquette and Billy Cook rounding out your top 5. Could be a change for the lead here as we come up off of 4.
Well, we mentioned racing families. Kyle Wilson comes from a pretty good stock, hearty stock of racing family. The son of Ricky Wilson, the Joyceville Jet. Thunder Anderson now leading on the backstretch. He'll take you into turns 3 and 4, followed by Kyle Wilson. The 2 of Jenna David, Mike Arquette now going to the high side, and the 2 Easy. Can he get by David? 3rd place, not so. Number 5.
5 laps are in the record books right now, and 3 more to go, as Kyle Wilson still doing everything he can to get by Thunder Anderson for the lead. He's done everything but run through him to get by. He's tried the outside, he's tried the inside, nothing doing. Up off of corner number 4, 2 laps to go.
Kyle Wilson now going to wait for that door to open by Thunder Anderson. Is the door open? Yes, it is. Here comes Kyle Wilson on the inside. Lap 2. There once again, rub rail to rub rail, going to the inside. Kyle Wilson, your race leader. Thunder Anderson now fighting back for that first position. Can't quite get there. Kyle Wilson will lead with 1 lap to go.
I'll tell you what, he had to use a little muscle to get by Thunder Anderson for the lead, but he got the job done, and that's all that matters. Down the back straightaway for the final time into corners 3 and 4, and Kyle Wilson, who had a strong run at Syracuse last season to finish the year off, will grab the win in heat number 4 for the Sportsman. Thunder Anderson will come home in second, Jenna David third, followed by Mike Arquette and Billy Cook, your top 5. Steve Billings in the B3, and Tom turns 3 and 4 they go. It's Oban and White leading to the green, Brian.
Oban now, he'll fire his car off. He'll get the early race lead, followed by Louis Peters. Peters now settles into second. Jody Swamp into third. Followed up there by the number 14 machine of Chris Tremblay, now coming to the inside. Hard charging on that one will be the number 6 machine of Stefan Lebrun out of Gatineau, Quebec. Stefan Lebrun decided to join us a couple years ago, and he has fared very well so far. Turning track champion from last season, or prior 2010. Rocco Band now continues to lead the field, followed by Jody Swamp. Along with the side of him, it is Louis Peters and Jody Swamp going into turns number 3.
As Oban goes into turns 1 and 2 with the lead here. He's got about 4 car lengths now on Alan Peters, holding down that number 2 spot. And Jody Swamp, brand new looking machine for him out there in the 69, riding in the 3rd spot. Then it's Owen White doing an impressive job out there. The rookie of the race for 2011 at Syracuse last year, and holding down 4th right now with former track champion here, Stefan Lebrun, rounding out your top 5.
And I did have some assurance that next week Owen White will have his own number. He'll go back to the ON for the temporary time being. He's going to race the 69W. But your race leader, Rock Oban, very strong campaigner from the other side of the river, followed up by Alan Peters. Jody Swamp now going to the inside for 3rd place is Stefan Lebrun. Owen White, very good account of himself here as he goes to the high side coming out of turn number 2. Can't quite hold it. That'll open the door for the number 7 of Ryan Stabler. They'll round out your top 5. Tim, we've got 2 laps to go.
2 more remain, and Rock Oban looking to put it away here, but Alan Peters might have something to say about this, and Oban loses it off of corner number 2. Not sure if a tire blew. It looks like it might have, as he is having all sorts of handling issues on the backstretch, and the caution flag will fly here. No, it won't. We're going to stay green. 2 laps to go this time around, and Rock Oban has gone pit side. What a turn of events. It's all Alan Peters out in front.
Mr. Opportunity, Alan Peters was gaining on him before that flat of Rock Oban. Alan Peters now, the longtime campaigner, going to take it to the high side. He'll come around to lead. 1 more lap to go. Followed up here by the 69 machine, and Stabler going for a spin through the pond.
And another car losing the handle down the front straightaway, and Stabler didn't hit anything down there, so he's all good to go, but he's far enough away that he's out of trouble. Checkered flag is out, and Alan Peters, setting sail, rim riding around the speedway, collects the first Pro Stock Heat win of 2012. Stefan Lebrun, Jody Swamp, Owen White, and Chris Tremblay, your top 5. Dan Denvoyer will come home in spot.
So it'll be Lattiser along with Mark Lalone. Lalone on the outside. Here comes Joey Lattiser. Put the power to the clay. He'll come around to get the green flag to kick off this Pro Stock event. Heat race here this evening. Lattiser now to the bottom. Here comes Lalone. He's found a little power coming out of turn 2. Followed up on the backstretch. As going to the high side is the 17X car. As now Joey Lattiser continues to lead. He'll take home lap number 1.
Field working down into turns 1 and 2, and Joey Lattiser, the defending Bailey Motor Company Pro Stock Series champion here at MIR, he is also a former Pro Stock champion here at the Speedway as well, working down into turns 3 and 4 with the lead. Over 100 career wins in the Pro Stocks for Joey Lattiser in his great career.
Joey Ladisser, no stranger to victory lane. He's looking to come back to victory lane tonight at the Mohawk International Raceway on the opening night of 2012. Joey Ladisser on the backstretch now. He'll take into turns number 3 and 4, followed up here by Lalone. Lalone looking to gain a little clay, gain a little real estate coming out of 4, not going to be able to do so. Ladisser will lead lap number 3, followed up here by Mark Lalone, the 73 of PJ Peters, the 1 of Mike White, and the 47 machine of Dave the Bulldog Bisonet.
So Ladisser doing what he does best, leading lap after lap here at the halfway point. Mark Lalone trying to chase him down in that second spot. PJ Peters still sitting back there in the third spot. Then it's Mike White up to fourth. The 17 of Dave Seguin holding down fifth as Dion Oaks, a veteran, trying to get by him for that spot. As they go down the back straightaway, 2 laps to go this time by Joey Ladisser, putting on a clinic here in the late going of this one. 4 car lengths the distance off of corner number 4.
So Joey Ladisser from the Ladisser clan from Alexandria, Ontario, continues to lead with 2 laps to go. Ladisser all by himself on the backstretch, followed up there by the number 8 of Mark Lalone, the 73 of PJ Peters, the 1. The 1 of Ricky Thompson. Correction on that. Yes, that's Ricky Thompson in the 1X. And followed up now, 1 lap to go. Joey Ladisser all by himself on the backstretch here on opening night. And looks like 2 more turns of the steering wheel, and Mr. Ladisser will collect this heat race victory.
Checkered flag is out, and Joey Ladisser will grab the win. Second spot will go to Mark Lalone. Third to PJ Peters. Mike White will come home in spot number 4, and Dion Oaks will cross in 5th in the 48. The 17 of Dave Seguin a little bit high up there. He'll finish in 6th. Ricky Thompson
Modified lights.
getting set to go green here. 6 laps will be the scheduled distance for the Mod Lights this evening. Off of corner number 4, of course, leading the field will be the number 11 of Brian Green, and his teammate Matt Mutin do have the same paint scheme out there, just the different names underneath the 11. Sylvain Laframboise back there in the second spot, the 21. I believe that is Scott Meir. Bailey McDonald, the daughter of Brian Slim McDonald, in the 151 out there, riding in spot number 4. Dan Reef aboard the 03 rounds out your field, and Brian Green charges down the back straight with the lead.
Brian Green has some fantastic finishes here last year, but Sylvain Laframboise was always up to the task as he's in the number 2 position here, followed up by Scott Meir, Bailey McDonald, and rounding out the field, the 03 of Dan Reef. As 5 laps is the distance, Mr. Tim Baltz. 6 laps is the distance. Brian Green continues to lead. Open up a pretty impressive run here, and I think it's one of those, if you miss the gears, you might be in for a long heat race.
It could be, as halfway sign comes out for Brian Green as he leads him going into turns 1 and 2. Laframboise back there in the runner-up spot. Then it is the 21 of Scott Meir. If you recall, Scott Meir was a contender for a bandit track title here just a couple of years back, jumped into this Mod Light division, has done a super job all season last year, and looking pretty stout here in the late going of this one. 2 more laps to go.
2 laps to go is the distance now, as Brian Green is your leader. He's all alone by himself on the backstretch. 2 laps to go. He'll come around to collect the white hanky, followed up here by Sylvain Laframboise, Scott Meir, Bailey McDonald, and the 03 of Dan Reef. Brian Green in a class by himself here this evening.
Literally a class by himself. He has opened up well over a straightaway back to Laframboise, who holds down that second spot. No real challenge for second either as they go into turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch, but off of corner number 4 this time by, it will be the 11 of Brian Green. Left front wheel in the air. He grabs the checkered flag, picking up the win. Second spot will go to Laframboise. Third will be the 21 of Scott Meir. Battle going on for 4th and 5th as Bailey McDonald, you know how much of a hard charger her dad is. She's just as hard charger as anybody out there, and McDonald will cross in spot number.
The number 88, Matthew Robinson. Robinson now in the 3rd spot, as it will be Mutin along with Buldriff. Mutant now going to put some power to the clay. He'll go to the outside. Robinson going to go to the inside. 3 wide racing already as they go into turns 1 and 2. 6 laps the distance. Now Wildrift takes over the early race lead. He bobbles a bit going into turn 2. That opens the door for Matthew Robinson. Robinson, known last year as he opened up the lead and he would race away and hide Mr. Tim Baltz.
Absolutely. Picked up 2 feature wins on his way to the inaugural track championship. Matt Mutant kind of came on strong towards the end of the year, sweeping the end of the season races in September here, and he rides in that 3rd spot. Scotty Waldorf doing all he can to hold down 2nd, and he's got a good enough car to go up to the lead here. Just we get the car straight coming off the corner, he may have a run at Robinson down the front stretch. No such luck that time.
Well, Robinson doing what he did last year. Here, he'll run away and hide. We've got 4 laps to go. Robinson, your race leader, followed up here by Matt Mutant, and along with the 60 machine of Wildrift. Robinson will take it into turns 3 and 4. He'll hug the bottom side along with Matt Mutant. Matt Mutant bobbles a little bit. Little hop, skip, and a jump coming out of turn 4. Robinson, your race leader.
3 laps in, 3 more to go, and Robinson shows you why he was the inaugural track champion here in the Mod Light division, as Matt Mutant strong in that 2nd spot, though. And Mutant looking to close the gap, and he does just a little bit through corners 3 and 4. Once again, Matt Mutant is on a little bit of a winning streak here at MIR with the Mod Lights, as he is your most recent winner the last 2 times out.
So we've got 2 more laps to go the distance for the race leader, Matthew Robinson. Robinson on the backstretch. He'll take it into turn number 3. Go to the bottom side, followed by Mutant, and along with Wildrift. Wildrift are going to drift a little high now as he's starting to lose a little bit of the draft here for the Mod Lights.
White flag is in the air, and Robinson doing what he does best, running away and hiding from the rest of the field as Matt Mutant charges in that 2nd spot. No such luck of running him down, though. Checkered flag will fly, and Matthew Robinson's going to go to victory lane. Matt Mutant will come home in 2nd. Scotty Waldriff will cross in 3rd. And in 3rd, but Gage Morin is on a mission to the top side. He gets around Tarbell for 4th.
No easy task there. Get around by the 007, the smoking gun, Roy Tarbell, but Gage Morin does so. He's looking to run down the 77X of Dale Plank. Chris Raby sits in 2nd, and your race leader continues to be Danny O'Brien. We've got 34 more laps to go for $2,000.
And O'Brien looking to put that in his back pocket if he possibly can as they work the back straightaway. O'Brien has the lead, but Chris Raby has got his hands full with a natural. Plank dive bombs into turn number 4, grabs the 2nd spot from Raby. A very aggressive move by Plank here early in the going to get the runner-up spot.
A veteran move by a veteran driver, Dale Plank now. He'll set his sights on the 17D. Danny O'Brien, the pocket rocket. Your race leader. 8 laps in the book. Dale Plank in 2nd, Chris Raby in 3rd, Gage Morin in 4th, and 007 of Roy Tarbell in 5th.
Caution on the speedway as Tommy Jock has spun the 31 over there in Cornino night here at MIR. Glad they could be on hand with us. They'll be back with us many nights here throughout 2011. We're back under green. And O'Brien picking up where he left off in the top spot. Here comes the natural to the top side of the speedway. He is on a mission tonight, grabbing the number 1 spot. O'Brien fighting back, though, on the bottom side of the speedway. Off of corner number 4, O'Brien and Plank side by side for the lead in lap 9.
Dale Plank finding a little something there up top. Danny O'Brien, he's going to change his lanes. He'll go to the top side on the backstretch. Plank, your leader. Danny O'Brien follows in 2nd. Chris Raby now making the move on the inside. Is the 007 of Roy Tarbell, 49, Billy Dunn. He runs at the Land of Legends on Saturday nights. He's got a little something for up front.
Off of corner number 2, here comes O'Brien back for the lead in turn number 3. These two are going at it side by side up off of corner number 4. Plank still holds the top spot. O'Brien right there with him, though. Battle for 3rd shaping up as Raby, Morin, and now Billy Dunn getting into the mix as well. Caution flag on the speedway, and we have got David Papineau, Tommy Jock, and Perry Francis tangled up big time here in corner number 4, and Papineau is on top of both Tommy Jock and Perry Farr here in the early going. Billy Dunn rounding out your top 5. Kyle Jacobs heads pit side with a 37. Back under green, we're underway. Green flag in the air. And I'll tell you what, Dale Plank firing from that top side. He pushes up. Here comes O'Brien to the lead once again off of 2. Gage Morin is up to 3rd now. Battling back through the top 5 is Roy Tarbell, Chris Raby, and Billy Dunn running in the number 6 spot.
Gage Moran looking to make it a three-way race for the lead, and he's doing just that. Gage Moran, he finds a little bit of bite on the top side coming out of 2. Danny O'Brien, he has regained the lead from Dale Plank. Plank bobbled 2 laps ago into lap 2. Now Plank gets a little sideways, opens the outside for Gage Moran. Can't quite close the gap.
And now Danny O'Brien working that outside groove to his advantage, pulling away from Dale Plank, who's got his hands full with the young hot shoe Gage Moran, who's not afraid to go to the top side, rim riding his way around the speedway, trying to get by Plank for the runner-up spot. Chris Raby holding down 4th, and it's Billy Dunn and Roy Tarbell at each other for 5th and 6th right now. Timmy O'Brien is 7th, followed by Laurent Lattiser, Matt Billings, and Luke Whitaker completing your top 10. But Danny O'Brien putting on a clinic here in the early going.
Danny O'Brien, the beneficiary of the battle between Plank and Gage Moran. Gage Moran trying to top shelf where Mama keeps the peanut butter. He can't close the gap now on Dale Plank. Dale Plank settles into 2nd. Danny O'Brien, he's setting the cruise control as he looks behind him. Moran and Plank continue to battle for the number 2 spot.
I tell you what, Danny O'Brien has opened up about a quarter straightaway lead here on Dale Plank, who sits back in the 2nd spot. Gage Moran had a good strong run at him, but couldn't quite get by, and Plank pulls away. Wonder if maybe he chose a hard tire and is now starting to pull away from Moran down the front stretch. Meanwhile, Billy Dunn gets by Roy Tarbell to pick off the 4th spot at lap 17.
Billy Dunn, like we mentioned, runs at the Canandaigua Motorsports Park, the land of legends. So he knows what he's doing here. But Danny O'Brien continues to lead. Dale Plank pedaling as fast as his little legs will go. Can't quite catch Danny O'Brien. We're almost at the halfway point with this 40-lap event.
And I'll tell you what, a good battle going on for the number 3 spot as Gage Moran has the 3rd spot right there in turn number 3, but Billy Dunn makes a hard charge down on the inside, pushes up the track a little bit, gets off the gas and allows Moran to get on by. Roy Tarbell completes the top 5. Halfway sign will be coming out this time by, and Danny O'Brien is on literal cruise control out there in the 17. He leads the way.
We are at the halfway point. Lap traffic will soon be an issue for Danny O'Brien. Dale Plank around to collect the halfway point. Billy Dunn does get by the 16 of Gage Moran. Billy Dunn now the 49 machine. He'll set his sights on Dale Plank as they both head down the backstretch.
And I tell you what, off of corner number 4, O'Brien setting sail down the front straightaway. Huge lead on Dale Plank, who holds down 2nd. Billy Dunn having a great run up there in spot number 3. The 16 of Moran right there, position number 4, and Roy Tarbell all by himself into 5th. Matt Billings is giving Chris Raby a run for his money. He rides in 6th and 7th right now. 8th is O'Brien, 9th to Luke Whitaker. Tom Conklin is now cracked into the top 10. He's alongside of Laurent Lattiser in turn number 4.
Well, this track may start to slick up just a little bit. Danny O'Brien to get by 57C of Kevin Federley. Give him lots of room to get by. Federley takes him pit side. 22 laps to go. Now, Danny O'Brien, he'll look to work his way further into lap traffic. Sets his sights on the 44 of Casey Swamp as they both come out of turn 2.
And he is into lap traffic heavily right now. He goes to the outside of Casey Swamp as they motor off of corner number 4. This time, Billy Dunn looking to put the slide job on Dale Plank, and he will do so down the front straightaway for the runner-up spot, but Plank crosses over, tries to get back by. No such luck that time. As they head down the back straightaway, Plank tries to get the wheel alongside, squeezes up behind Billy Dunn as they work up off of corner number 4 this time around. 25 laps are in, rather. Danny O'Brien in command.
Not only did Billy Dunn, he did. He went by Dale Plank on turn number 1. Now he's in the 2 on the backstretch. He's looking to reel in our race leader, the pocket rocket, Danny O'Brien. Danny O'Brien's got 15 laps for $2,000. Danny O'Brien now will set his sights on the 24 machine of Brandon Sweet. Boy, there's a lot of light for Danny O'Brien coming out of the corners here this evening.
And I tell you what, Billy Dunn is not that far behind him either. As they go into turns 3 and 4, O'Brien had quite the lead going out there, but Billy Dunn is on a mission. He was in 3rd there for the longest time, could not find a way around Dale Plank, and just dive-bombed him going into turn number 4 and slipped front, and has now got one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. As they go into turns 3 and 4, O'Brien has the lead, but that gap is narrowing coming off of 4.
I would like to take a look at the lap times, because I would dare say that Billy Dunn is setting a fierce pace here this evening for lap times. He gets by Brandon Sweet now. He's trying to reel in our race leader, Danny O'Brien. O'Brien starting to work his way to the middle of the track, but here comes Billy Dunn. And Billy Dunn, Tim, has certainly closed the gap from 2 laps ago.
And Danny O'Brien's next victim to go a lap down will be Kerry Torrance aboard the 66X machine. Brian McDonald and Shane Pecor next in front of him. But Billy Dunn closed in big time there coming into turn number 4. And O'Brien's lead is shrinking out there. Here comes Billy Dunn in a bid for the lead. 3 car lengths the distance between the top 2 drivers. And we got a car stopped to the inside of corner number 2. Not sure who it is over there. And we do stay green here, Brian, and this could tighten up the lead as they go into turn 2.
Certainly will tighten up the lead now with Billy Dunn. He's about 7 car lengths behind Danny O'Brien. Danny O'Brien's had his way. Here comes Billy Dunn to the inside. He has closed up that real estate ever so gently in the last 2 laps. He sets his sights on Danny O'Brien. Dunn to the high side, O'Brien to the bottom. Here comes Dunn now as Danny O'Brien will slide to the high side on the backstretch. They each work into lap traffic.
And a big slide job by Billy Dunn to take the lead in turn number 4. O'Brien had this race in his back pocket. Lap traffic is going to spell the difference here. O'Brien's car looks like the handling may be going away as well, but it's Billy Dunn out of Watertown taking the lead going into turns 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, with under 5 laps to go, 6 remain this time by as Dunn leads the way.
Billy Dunn started deep in the field, worked his way up to the top, went to the bottom in turn number 3, and got by Danny O'Brien. Billy Dunn now making easy work of lap traffic. He'll stay to the bottom, slide up to the middle of the track, coming out of 4 with just 5 laps remaining. Billy Dunn out of Watertown, New York. What an impressive performance here this evening.
Down the back straightaway they go. Billy Dunn has about 4 car lengths on Danny O'Brien. Dale Blank back there in the 2nd spot. Matt Billings is now up into 4th. And the 16 of Gage Moran rounds out your top 5. And Dale Plank with a problem here in the front stretch as he is slowed considerably going into turn number 3. Billings will get by for the number 3 spot. Gage Moran will go up to 4th. And Roy Tarbell will now move into the top 5 as Plank slowing to almost a stop over there in corner number 2. Caution flight.
So it'll be Billy Dunn fires off the restart. Behind him, Danny O'Brien along with Matt Billings and Gage Moran and White Tarbell in the 007 round out your top 5. Now Billy Dunn hop, skip, and a jump coming out of 2. But Danny O'Brien cannot take advantage. We got 4 laps to go. Billy Dunn, your race leader, followed by Danny O'Brien. Now a little bit of a bobble by Matt Billings and Gage Moran. Coming onto the inside is Luke Whitaker of the 007 of Roy Tarbell. Billy Dunn, he's going to go to the high side here as he takes it down the backstretch. And the car slowing is the 88 machine of Tim O'Brien.
He's going to have something to say about this. We got 3 laps to go as they work up off of corner number 4. O'Brien lurking to the outside, now to the inside. Matt Billings is there as well. Green flag is back out. Matt Billings with a charge to the bottom. He's going for the lead on Billy Dunn off of 2. Couldn't quite get the job done there though. And he'll slide in beside Danny O'Brien for the time being. But Brian, it's all about Billy Dunn leading the way off of corner number 4.
Billy Dunn is your race leader. He's got 4 turns of the wheel. A $2,000 paycheck. He slips coming into 2. That opens the door for Matt Billings along with Danny O'Brien. Billings gets to the inside of O'Brien. The race lead. Now Billings gets into the backside of Dunn. Opens the door. Danny O'Brien wins the 40 lap 2012 opener for the 358 modifieds at the Mohawk International Raceway. Tim Baltz headed trackside to interview. Certainly some interesting turn of events here with 1 turn of the wheel to go for 3 different drivers. Roll the dice. Who came out the winner? It was Danny O'Brien. As you see between turns 1 and 2, Matt Billings and Billy Dunn have hooked up bumpers literally. 17D, Danny O'Brien.
Out of the car in a wild finish. How about a round of applause? First win of 2012 for Danny O'Brien. And I'll tell you what, the first words out of his mouth when I peeked my head into that race car, can you believe it? Danny, I gotta tell you, I've covered a lot of races. You've been in a lot of races. Is it just your luck or how things go sometimes in a race car? What a finish, man. Congratulations.
That was a crapshoot going into 3 guys. I never let off, and Billy hit the hole, and it was all about missing them holes tonight. And Dale and I had a great race early on, and I fell asleep in lap traffic. Billy got me, and I thought that was it.
Yeah, he looked like he had a really strong car out there. Your car seemed to work pretty good anywhere he wanted it to go, though, really. But, you were right. It did seem like Billy had the strongest car towards the end. But it's just one of them racing deals, isn't it?
It is, and Billy's got a lot more racing than I do this year, and it showed. I just got to see that caution about lap 30. But it's fun. We came here to have fun this year, and win, lose, or draw. That's what we're going to do, and it just worked out our way this night.
Absolutely. Now, I know your plans, to mainly run Brockville, but are you going to come here every week, or is it the plan to just run sporadic?
We're doing weekly here, weekly at Brockville. We're going to do, I think there's 4 big shows at Cornwall, and then just pick and choose from there. We're going to take Sundays off this year and go to the lake and have some fun.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, I heard you guys got the cottage. Congratulations on the win tonight. I know you got a ton of sponsors to thank, too.
Thousand Islands RV, Hallmark Race Trailers, Becknell's, Morrison's, Ponde Brothers, 103.7 Bob FM, Steve Crooks came on with us this year. Every little bit helps here. A great crew, and what an outstanding track for the weather we've had the last 2 weeks. This was just phenomenal.
Well, congratulations, Danny. We'll see you down here in front many times, we hope. And, maybe tomorrow.
We'll give it a shot.
All right. How about it for the Pocket Rocket, Danny O'Brien, win number 1 of 2012. An exciting finish. Brian Page, take it away. Hagen will lead him down to the green. Josh Van Brocklen, Kyle Wilson in that second row. Dan Gelbert. And now look out, Thunder Anderson in trouble. Neil Provost spins into the infield, and Thunder Anderson will keep it up against the fence here on the front straightaway, and believe the caution flag will be displayed here.
Well, whatever problems that Todd Stone was experiencing, Neil Provost just...
And Sallows hard into the wall here in turn number 4. Caution flag definitely will be out this time. And Thunder Anderson still limping off of corner number 4. Green flag is back out. Brandon Hagen on the top side gets a great restart. He'll go up into the lead. Don't forget about Kyle Wilson, Josh Van Brocklen as well. And Van Brocklen sails around Kyle Wilson to take away the number 3 spot. He is on the charge after Evoy and Hagen as Thunder Anderson pulls out onto the speedway right in front of the leaders. They all slow down. Brandon Hagen takes off. Nolan Swap gets by. And I tell you what, with Thunder Anderson coming back out onto the racetrack, it kind of made everybody question whether the green flag was still out or not.
Well, there was some clinching of the steering wheel and the car seat there as they came down the front stretch. Brandon Hagen, your race leader, he's got 17 laps to go. He's looking for that halfway bonus. Dylan Evoy also looking for it, but here comes Van Brocklen in the number 10 machine. Van Brocklen put a hurting on the field last year at the Sportsman Tour race right here at the Mohawk International Raceway. Hagen, your leader, Evoy, along with Van Brocklen, the number 1 machine of Jalbert, and the 14 of Kyle Wilson.
And all 3 of them get by Tommy Jock the third out there as they go down the backstretch into corners 3 and 4. Here comes Dylan Evoy after Hagen coming off of corner number 4 this time by. Couldn't quite get the job done, though, so he'll settle in behind Brandon Hagen for the time being. He's going to dip down low. And I tell you what, Hagen's very fast on the top side part of the speedway as Thunder Anderson has gone pit side with the 30. And Evoy back there in second. Josh Van Brocklen looking for room to go in behind your top 2 drivers. Dan Gelbert and Wyatt Mullen complete the top 5.
So Evoy and Hagen, your race leaders. Hagen finds something on the top shelf now. He's going to look to get around Thomas Cook. He does with ease. Cook going to take it pit side as he's got a right rear tire going down. Hagen, your leader, sets his sights on the number 23 machine. More lap traffic for him. He's looking to run away and hide. We've got 13 to go. 7 laps are in the book. Hagen going to take it to the top side now on the backstretch. He's got Evoy in tow.
Off into corners 3 and 4. Van Brocklen gets by a lap machine over there in turn number 4. And Hagen starting to stretch that lead out just a little bit. 2 laps shy of halfway, and that $100 bonus courtesy of the sports page. Looking like it's going to go to Brandon Hagen, but 2 laps left to go, and Dylan Evoy is right there with him in second. Josh Van Brocklen is still in third. Dan Gelbert, Kyle Wilson, your top 5 as we work in lap number 9.
You wonder if Evoy is hanging back, saving his tires here for the halfway point. He's starting to close the gap now as he goes to the inside of Brandon Hagen on the backstretch. Hagen, he's going to stick it up top. Evoy looking for something on the bottom as he comes into turns 3 and 4. Van Brocklen says, don't forget about me, boys. I've been here for all the laps.
Yeah, we got a couple of cars tangled on the backstretch. Mike Arquette was involved in that one, but he keeps going, and we got a car up and over. It's Steve Billings in the B3. He spun around over there in turn 2 and just kind of dug in and easily tipped over. Red flag is on the speedway. And back in victory lane again. What do you say, really? Green flag back out in this one, and Brandon Hagen down the front straightaway has the lead, and Dylan Evoy, Josh Van Broncklin are going to have something to say about it. Here comes Dan Jalbert on the top side in the number 1. And I'll tell you what, a little bit of a bump starting to develop in turn number 2 there. You see a lot of the drivers having to go either inside or outside of it, but off of corner 4, it's Brandon Hagen, still your leader.
So Evoy will be in second now. He'll go to the bottom trying to find some groove here, some real estate to run down the number 12 of Brandon Hagen. Brandon Hagen, a man on a mission this year. He's got 1 win under his belt in the early season of 2012. He's got Van Broncklin now in Evoy, along with Dan Jalbert running down the field, and rounding out Kyle Wilson is also getting into the mix. Now here comes Van Broncklin on the inside of Evoy, looking for that second place spot. Now he sets his sights on the number 12 of Brandon Hagen, and here he comes, Brandon. Look in your rearview mirror, it's Mr. Van Broncklin.
And I'll tell you what, those top 3 drivers right there know each other very, very well. Raced weekly at many of the local tracks around the area, and Brandon Hagen, Josh Van Broncklin are going to go at it for the number 1 spot here as they come up off of corner number 4 this time. It's Hagen, Van Broncklin, Evoy, Dan Jalbert, and Kyle Wilson now cracked into the top 5 at lap 14.
So Brandon Hagen on the back stretch, he's got the ever-charging Josh Van Broncklin. Van Broncklin sets his sights on the bottom. He makes a move coming out of 4. It is neck and neck. Hagen, Van Broncklin. It is Hagen at the line with 5 laps to go. They'll take you into turns 1 and 2. Once again, Van Broncklin, the hop, skip, and the jump, can't quite make the pass as they head down the backstretch.
And I'll tell you what, that battle for the lead is starting to heat up big time here as they go into turns 3 and 4. Van Broncklin right there on the bottom, and Hagen right there with him as well. Dylan Evoy settling back into 3rd, may not have the car to get by. As they head through turns 3 and 4 this time, Van Broncklin is right there with him, coming up off of corner number 4 this time by. And now 3 laps to go. 3 more remain, and Brandon Hagen looking to take it home here. Of course, Brandon Hagen won 2 races up here with us last season, but towards the end of the year had a violent crash here on the front straightaway, which put him out of action for quite a number of weeks. As they come up off of corner number 4, Thomas Cook right in front of the leaders, as Tammy Jalbert is stopped here in the infield on just coming off of corner number 4, but we stay green. 2 more laps to go, and Brandon Hagen looking to get his 3rd career Mohawk International Raceway feature win. They get to the outside of Jessica Power coming off of corner number 4. That gives Hagen a little bit of breathing room. White flag is in the air. Hagen looking to hold off Van Broncklin. A little bit of smoke showing going into turn number 1. Some smoke starting to shine out of the back of the number 12 of Hagen. They go into turns 3 and 4. Can Hagen hold on? Van Broncklin closing quickly off of corner number 4. Brandon Hagen will do it. Checkered flag in the air, and Hagen gets the win. Van Broncklin in 2nd, Evoy to 3rd. Kyle Wilson, Dan Jalbert at the line. Is going to be Jalbert into 4th. Kyle Wilson completes the top 5, and another exciting finish here in the Sportsman Division here at MIR as Van Broncklin pulls up alongside. Congratulations.
Okay, Tim, we'll have you turn that down just a little bit. And we're waiting for Mr. Hagen to get out of the car. I've got $100 for him. You can give it to your father. He can buy some fuel and whatnot on the way home for you. He's waiting for the checkered flag. He's getting out of the car. Almost ready to hear you. His 2nd win on the season. Won at Can-Am a couple weeks ago. Here he is out of the car, the number 12, Brandon Hagen. So I'll come over here, Brandon. We'll do our trackside interview.
I lost my brakes.
He lost. You don't need brakes. You got a gas pedal. Listen, my friend. Here's $100 from the Sports Page halfway leader. So congratulations, or thank you to our friends at the Sports Page. Now, Brandon, tell me, how does it feel? You got number 2 out of the way in the early season.
To get the first one last week was a big relief for us, and we haven't been back here since I took the fence down last year. So to bounce back this good and pick a win, I've never in 5 years racing Sportsman won in a season opener, so this is a good one to go down in the books. So, like I said, I lost brakes there, and I saw Josh show me a nose down here, and I said, oh, I don't want to move off the top because the car was really fast, and we ended up getting the win. I can't thank Jeremy and my brother enough. I mean, that's all I got, and you know, my mom and dad and everybody that helps us, everybody that's here tonight. Richard helps us when he can, and just everybody that's helped us get this far. And hopefully it'll be a good season. I don't know if we're going to be here every week, but hopefully we'll see what happens.
Well, you're going to have to come back. You're first in points right now, Brandon.
Yeah, I know. That's all right.
Well, what's on the schedule for you tomorrow night? You're running Brockville, and what else is in store for Brandon Hagen this season?
Can-Am every Saturday night. Hopefully we got to figure out what's going on with the brakes, and I got to pour concrete in the morning with Zach Albertine. So I don't know where you are, Zach, but you should be down here. So.
Well, I wouldn't really expect much out of Zach if you're pouring concrete with him. He might be in trouble because I heard the Japanese have invented a shovel that can stand by itself. But that aside, Brandon, congratulations on win number 2 of the season, win number 1 here. And what else would you like to add tonight?
I don't know where Tim Baltz is hiding, but it's good to be. I wish I'd not complaining about.
Oh, excuse me?
No, just Tim announced a lot of my go-kart wins, and last year to come up here and win 2 nights in a row like that, and got to see him in Victory Lane, that was cool. And he got to announce me at the mile too. So Tim's always been a good friend of the family, and we'll be back, Tim.
Thank you, and apparently I'm chopped liver.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And tonight's 50-50.
They bunch up through turns 3 and 4. Stefan Lebrun, Mark Lalone, the 69 of Jody Swamp. That's your top 5. We're back underway. Green flag is out. 15 laps is the issue for the Pro Stocks. As they go into turns 1 and 2, Joey Lattiser is on a mission. Off of corner number 4, or number 2 rather, and down the back straightaway, already opening up about a 4-car length advantage on Alan Peters, who's got PJ Peters down to his inside. Stefan Lebrun and Mark Lalone, your early top 5.
So Lattiser setting the quick pace here this evening for the Pro Stocks for their 20-lap event. 15-lap event. Lattiser now on the backstretch. He's got Jody Swamp behind him, along with PJ Peters, Alan Peters, and the 8 of Mark Lalone. Lattiser comes out of 4. He'll take the, correction on that. He'll take 13 laps to go for the Pro Stocks. Lattiser in a field all by himself right now. On the backstretch, it's Jody Swamp along with the 73 of PJ Peters, Alan Peters, and Mark Lalone. Round out your top 5. All running the same high groove, Mr. Tim Baltz. I got a feeling that's where the most bite is right now.
I think so. It's pretty much right now, as a lot of the drivers have documented in their post-race interviews, that there's a couple of rough spots out there, and it's pretty much you got to dodge those rough spots in order to have success out there. And the best way to have success is just get out in front and clean air, and that's what Joey Lattiser is doing right now, leading this field into corners 1 and 2. Alan Peters holding down that runner-up spot. PJ Peters catches a little bit of a bump in turn number 2, but he straightens it up and closes in on Brother Allen down the back straightaway. Then it's Stefan Lebrun, Mark Lalone, your top 5. It's Dion Oaks, Mike White, Jody Swamp, and then a scramble back there for the 10th spot, which is being held by Chris Tremblay.
Certainly a very healthy field of Pro Stocks here this evening. Look in the back of the field. That's where the racing's going on. We got 2 cars getting together. Rock Oban along with Chris Tremblay. Chris Tremblay now will follow in behind Rock Oban. Joey Lattiser continues to lead. Getting off a torrid pace, he reaches over to the left side, hits the cruise control as he heads out of turn 2.
Best way to do a Friday night cruise is to come to Mohawk International Raceway, and Joey Lattiser picked a great night to get that Friday night cruise going, as he has got the top spot. He has had it since the drop of the green flag, and he's going to enter into lap traffic. Ricky Thompson moving very slow here on the front stretch. Caution flag does 2012 this year, and I can't wait for it.
Well, I'm sure Brendan Hagen's happy to hear that.
Well, hopefully he'll be out of the non-qualifiers race and maybe into the sportsman thick of things for the win.
So as we refire, that resets the field. Joey Lattiser goes to the high side. On the inside now it's PJ Peters. PJ Peters finds a little bite coming out of 2. Mr. Joey Lattiser, you got some company. He is to the inside. Lattiser to the high side. PJ Peters going to slow her down, coming out of 4. Lattiser on the top. It is PJ Peters neck and neck with Joey Lattiser.
Lap number 8 is up on the board. We're halfway through this one, and Joey Ladisser is experiencing something he hasn't experienced all race long, and that is pressure. And PJ Peters is no stranger to victory lane at this racetrack. These two drivers, former Mohawk International Raceway Pro Stock Track champions, going at it here for the lead with 6 laps to go.
So now PJ Peters, he's going to change lanes. He'll go to the high side. Could not make the low side work for him on that one. Ladisser up top. It is PJ Peters, in second, followed by Dion Oakes, the 88 machine of Alan Peters, along with the 8 of Mark Lalone. We're at the halfway point. 20 laps is the event for the Dirt Car Pro Stocks. Ladisser now out of 2. He continues to lead, being run down by the 73 of PJ Peters.
So off of corner number 4 they go, and Ladisser still continues to hold the top spot as he's starting to break away from PJ Peters. Good battle for third right now as Dion Oakes and Stefan LeBrun exchange a little pain. Alan Peters looks to get into this mix as well as they work down the back straightaway. Mark Lalone is up to 6. Mike White having a fantastic run up into that 7th spot. Good to see Mike back into the Pro Stocks. He dabbled in the Sportsman ranks last year and now has jumped back into this Pro Stock mix, and he looks pretty strong out there, running in 7th ahead of Rocco Bay.
Strong start to the year for Mike White, no doubt. Here comes Joey Ladisser, going to work his way into some lap traffic. He'll be able to get to the high side and get around the number 7 machine, followed by PJ Peters. We've got 7 laps to go. Stefan LeBrun now has overtaken the number 3 spot away from Dion Oakes, followed by Dion Oakes. It is the number 69 machine of Jody Swamp. That opens up the door for Mark Lalone. They're going to try to make it 3 wide going into 3. Can't do so as Lalone's going to back off and settle in behind Jody Swamp. And with 6 laps to go, Joey Ladisser continues to lead this event.
20 laps is the distance, and Dan Denway right in front of Owen White spins in turn number 4. And that will bring out the yellow flag. Holding down third, it's Alan Peters into 4th. Dion Oakes completes your top 5. We're back under green, and Ladisser picks up where he left off into that number 1 spot. But watch for Peters as they go into turns 1 and 2. He gets right up on the back bumper and is going to stay with Ladisser. He gets a little loose, though, coming off of corner number 2. That's going to allow for Ladisser to open up the gap by a couple of car lengths as they go into turns 3 and 4. Stefan LeBrun and Alan Peters, along with Dion Oakes, completing your top 5.
Well, the key here is not to make any mistakes on Joey Ladisser, and that's exactly what happened to Mr. Peters. He got a little squirrely coming out of 2. He allowed Ladisser to open up the gap once again. Now Stefan LeBrun rides in 3rd. He's on the outside. He's got Jody Swamp right behind him. Behind him, the 48 sharp-looking machine of Dion Oakes. We've got 4 laps to go. Ladisser looking to run away and hide now.
As they go down the back straightaway, he's opened up about 5 car lengths now as they go down the back stretch into 3 and 4. Ladisser looking to take this one home, and LeBrun and Alan Peters getting into one another into corners 3 and 4. Dion Oakes settling back into that 5th spot. Good battle going on for 6th with Rocco Bay and Mark Lalone.
So Ladisser will continue to lead now. He'll take it into turns number 3, slows her down in between 4. Coming out of 4 now on the bottom is Ladisser, followed by Peters. Behind him, Stefan LeBrun, the 88 of Alan Peters and Dion Oakes. We've got 2 more laps to go, Mr. Tim Baltz. Joey Ladisser looking very strong. Tim Baltz now going to be headed trackside. I'll bring you home on this one. Joey Ladisser looking to bring home his first victory of the 2012 campaign. Right here at the Mohawk International Raceway. We've got 1 lap remaining. Joey Ladisser now on cruise control as he comes out of turn number 2. He'll head on down the backstretch. PJ Peters in hot pursuit of him. Does he have enough time? I don't think so, as it'll be Ladisser. He comes out of turn 4 looking to take the checkers. Your 2012 opening night winner in the Pro Stocks, the 92 machine of Joey Ladisser.
Perfect. Joey informing me down here in front, it's a little nippy out here right now, and he's got a couple of fingers that feel a little frostbitten out there. Of course, Joey started his season off at Can-Am with a feature win down there, and he backs it up with a win at MIR. How about a round of applause for him? His first win of the season for Joey Ladouceur. And we'll jump down and get a quick word with him. I know it's a little bit chilly out there, Joey, but my good friend, see that fan. Oh my goodness, circulation not there. I'll tell you what, my good friend Patrick Mulligan, and yours as well, tells me this is 2 for 2. You're undefeated so far, man. Great job tonight.
Yeah, no, like I said, last year we started with a new car, so it took us a while to get wound up. We just kept the same car. It's even got the body from Syracuse on it, so we actually didn't do much to it, and it's probably a good thing. It's going real good.
Absolutely. Now, of course, you were able to get, out in front of PJ there, and it seemed like on the restarts, he had a little quicker car than you did. Is it just the way the lines were running, or how was that working out there?
It took a couple laps for my tires to come in. It's so cold, I think. Maybe some guys had softer tires. I don't know.
It could be.
But I needed the whole track, so without taking it away from him completely, I go in high, come out low.
Yep.
If he was there, I couldn't take it right away, so I had to inch him my way ahead. And once I got clear, then I had free sailing.
Of course. Now, you had a banner year last year. You won everything but that one race that's been eluding you this year. Is that the plan, to basically just run away and hide from everything and just focus totally on Syracuse?
Well, Syracuse is, what are you going to do? It's like anything else. It's just one race, but it's one big race, and hopefully financially this year we got a little less than we had previous years, so we're gonna see where we're at that point. We might just go at it and run for our points again, which is very prestigious too, and not take any chances. But if we got a good lead in the points, we're gonna push.
Yeah, what the heck, why not? Of course, I know you got a ton of sponsors every year. I know you want to thank them as well.
Yeah, I've got my main sponsor, Cafrage 2020. I've got Glengarry Truck Center. I've got Denny Rose Trucking. It's nice to have all these people on board, and I've got some of them that are here tonight, so it's nice to share it with them.
Well, congratulations, Joey. Hopefully we'll see you down in front here, maybe next week, if not sometime the rest of the season, bud.
Thanks.
All right, congratulations. How about a round of applause once again for Joey Ladouceur?
We'll be scrapping the trackside interview portion of tonight for the rest of the events due to the cold weather, trying to get you fine folks that have elected to stay, get you home a little bit quicker. So it'll be Brian Green firing along with Matthew Robinson. Green takes the early lead. Robinson gets into the backside, lets off just a little bit, opens up the door for the 7 of Sylvain Laframboise. Laframboise to the bottom side now. Brian Green, he goes top shelf where Mama keeps the peanut butter on the backstretch, and Laframboise slips up just a little bit. It's 3-3 for the racing lead.
Tell you what, one of the best battles on the racetrack all night long, and Brian Green leads them down in front. Laframboise doing a great job holding on to second as Robinson continues to hold down spot number 3. Matt Mutin is fourth. They're going to go almost 3 wide, but Robinson thought better of it. Tucks in behind the 11M of Mutin. Scotty Waldorf holding down 5th. As they work up off the corner, it's the Brian Green show out in front, and they held the 5-car length lead.
Well, if Brian Green can take it to the high side and keep it there, he'll have some clear sailing. He's got a wide open track. Splitting the difference is Matt Mutin. He's looking to run down his teammate on this one, Brian Green. Here comes Matt Mutin. He found something on the high side that Brian Green also has right now. Coming on the inside, it's the 88 of Matthew Robinson. To find some bite there, and here comes Matthew Stone Jr. onto the outside of the 7 of Sylvain Laframboise. It is Mutin and Green now. Green, your leader. Mutin on the backstretch, looking to run him down. Tim Baltz as they head into turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, I tell you what, Matt Mutin is definitely closing going into turns 3 and 4. Matthew Robinson down on the bottom side as well, not giving up. Brian Green, Matt Mutin, your teammates out there 1 and 2. Robinson holding down 3rd. And it's Waldorf who gets into that bump over there in turn number 1, allows Laframboise to get alongside. Couldn't quite get the job done, though. And Scott Meir looking at that battle from 6, but up in front, 2 team cars going at it for the lead as they work down the front stretch.
So Brian Green, your race leader, he's got 10 more laps to go. Along with Brian Green leads Matt Mutin in second. Mutin now starting to dial him in a little bit on the backstretch. Green, though, puts the power to the clay as he takes him into turns 3 and 4. He bobbles a little bit, starts to pick up that left front tire, and the ever hard-charging Matt Mutin doing everything he can, Tim. I'm not sure if he's got enough to catch the leader.
I'll tell you what, they're right there nose to tail, but Matthew Robinson is not giving up. He is running the completely different side of the racetrack. He is way down on the inside. This could prove good for him, though. And Robinson with a big move from 3rd to 1st in one corner. He is going to go up to the lead. Now Matt Mutin gets by for 2nd. And I'll tell you what, Not sure what's going on with the 11 of Brian Green, but he got caught napping there in lap traffic, and that's all that Matthew Robinson needed. Your defending track champion is now into the lead with 8 laps up on the scoreboard this time by.
So Robinson blew their doors off going into turns 3, and now Muton's going to try to run down the leader. Here comes Brian Green once again. You wonder if maybe he was experiencing some problems and backed off a little bit as he got into lap traffic. Halfway point coming up now for the Mod Lights. Matthew Robinson, your race leader. He hugs the bottom coming out of 4. Here comes the hard-charging Matt Muton to the outside. He's on the top shelf as he tries to run down Matthew Robinson. Robinson, Tim, I think, has found his racing groove.
I think so as well. And I'll tell you what, he is charging down the back straightaway. He's coming up onto the back bumper of the 151 of Bailey McDonald. McDonald sticking with the low line. Robinson gets out of shape. And McDonald wisely moving to the top side of the speedway. Matt Muton is right there with him, though. Into corners 1 and 2 they go. And they'll both stick to the bottom side of the speedway. I tell you what, not many cars on the racetrack, but they are strategically placed out there, it seems like, as whenever the leaders try to get by, the lap traffic just gets in the way sometimes. But off of corner number 4 they go. Robinson continues to lead the way.
So Matthew Robinson, as you said, the race leader. He'll go by another lap traffic, and Bailey McDonald seems to clip the wall here. That'll bring out the yellow flag.
Right from the modified feature right at the very end. You know, even the pro stock feature, a very, very good finish with Joey Lannister grabbing the win. We're about set to have another good finish here, I think, too. Brian, take it away.
So Matthew Robinson gets off to the early lead. Now he has Matt Muton right behind him along with Brian Green. Sylvain Laframboy looking to join the field here as he's going to the bottom. That's where Matthew Robinson was able to find some bite. Robinson now sticks to the bottom going into 3. He'll come out of 4. He'll still be your race leader as he'll come around with the 2 to go sign for him.
2 more laps to go. Matthew Robinson was not won here since September the 1st, but like to put that one in his back pocket. Although Matt Muton is the winner of the last 2 features here in the Mod Light category, would love nothing better than to come up and steal the show from the defending track champion. White flag displayed this time by one more time around.
4 more turns of the wheel for Matthew Robinson, looking to continue his winning streak here at MIR. But here comes Matt Muton. He's the hard-charging Matt Muton on the backstretch. He's looking to reel him in. He starts to do ever so gently Matthew Robinson back on the pedal. But now Muton has caught the leader. Does he have enough time to get by him? Muton to the bottom. Robinson at the checkered line. It's Matthew Robinson. He'll make it 5 for 5 since last summer, Tim.
Sunday morning.
So it'll be Obat and Ernie Cree taking you to the green flag. 12 laps the distance for the Bandits. 4-cylinder Bandits now as they start to break away. It's Obat and Ernie Cree. Ernie Cree looking to get off to a good flying campaign again here this season at the Mohawk International Raceway. Obat on the bottom. It is Cree to the top side as they go down the back stretch. 12 laps the distance for him as Ernie Cree will take it into turns 3 and 4. Followed up by Oban along with the 28 of Corey Castell, the 79 of Derek Colbert, rounding out the field, the number 12 of Randy Whiting.
As they go down into turns 1 and 2, Ernie Cree, as I mentioned earlier, had a strong season here last year, missing the track championship by a single marker out there, but he did get the track title at Cornwall last season as well. Up in front, though, he leads the way by about 2 car lengths, and it's Matthew Obey along with the 28J of Daryl Mitchell riding back there in spot number 3.
So Cree looking to put it on cruise control here this evening. Looking to get that first victory under his belt in the 2012 campaign. Also running at the Cornwall Motor Speedway, I do believe, this season, as now Daryl Mitchell running down the back bumper of Matthew Oban for that number 2 spot. But right behind him and closing in fast is the 79 of Derek Colbert, rounding out the field. The number 17 car of Matt Ira. Ira, his debut, I would assume, Tim, as now slowing on that, coming out of 2. That opens up the door for Derek Colbert. Colbert bring along the number 17 of Matt Ira. Ernie Cree on cruise control as they come out of turn 4. They've got 7 more laps to go for their feature event.
2 laps shy of halfway, and Ernie Cree, who won twice with us here last year to kick off the month of July, is trying to kick off the month of May with a big win here tonight as they go down into turns 3 and 4. Derek Colbert, who won a feature with us on June the 10th of last season, holds down second. Then it is the 17 of Ira holding down third. Daryl Mitchell and Matthew Obey in that order.
So Ernie Cree now going to work on the backside of Corey Castell. He'll go to the bottom coming on it too. Cree now on the backstretch. He put a lap traffic between him and Derek Colbert. Colbert now has to work and worry about Corey Castell in front of him. He'll go to the high side. Will he go even higher, climb the ladder? No, Colbert going to take a peek down below. He can't get around Castell until he comes into turn number 1. Ernie Cree now able to break away as he comes out of turn 2. Looking to head it down to the backstretch, 3 wide, as splitting the difference on that one was Matt Ira. Ira giving Derek Colbert all he can handle as they head into turn 3 and 4.
I tell you what, they're pushing that envelope on the top side of the speedway. Derek Colbert and Matt Ira having about the best battle on the racetrack. Good to see Daryl Mitchell back up there in front and running strong. And I tell you what, Matt Ira got airborne right there going through turn number 1, but he hangs in there in that number 3 spot. Daryl Mitchell holds down 4th. Matthew Obey, who was strong in the top 3, now way back to 5th, losing ground to the leaders, but it's Ernie Cree with 5 to go.
5 to go, you were right, my friend. Daryl Mitchell trying to find some bite on the bottom. He's going to go back to the high side. Now Ira goes to the bottom, gets a little bit of airborne again, coming out of 2. Derek Colbert trying to run down Ernie Cree. He's running out of laps and real estate to do so. Cree has it on cruise control to the top side, but I'll tell you what, Tim Baltz, Daryl Mitchell hard charging coming out of 4.
And he is closing in on Colbert for that number 2 spot. Mitchell swings it to the top side, now trying to dive bomb down to the inside off of corner number 2. And he is closed in. He is right there on the back bumper, trying to get by Colbert for the lead as they go into turns 3 and 4. Now Mitchell puts his foot down, tries to get by, puts the slide job on Colbert. He'll go to second.
Daryl Mitchell now sets his sights on our race leader, Ernie Cree, the 18 machine, the hard charging. Here comes Daryl Mitchell on the top side. He's closed the gap from about 5 car lengths to now 1. It is Mitchell on the backstretch, Ernie Cree to the top side. Mitchell says, I found something on the bottom, Mr. Cree. He slides up into him, coming out of 4. Your new race leader at the flagger stand is Daryl Mitchell.
White flag being displayed in this one of the most exciting races of the night right here as Daryl Mitchell looks to run away and hide from Ernie Cree. Ernie Cree, though, not about to back down. He closes in up off of corner number 2. They touch bumpers and going into turn number 3. Cree on the bottom along with Daryl Mitchell. Mitchell slides up in front of Ernie Cree off of corner number 4, and Daryl Mitchell will claim the win in an exciting finish in the Bandits. Wow. I'm telling you.
How about that?
5 races tonight, 5 exciting finishes. It just can't get any better than this. What a way to kick it off on Akwesasne Mohawk Casino night here at MIR.
And we get to do it all over.
They'll be back at least a couple more times on the schedule. They said they might just sneak up and throw some prizes around for you, the fans, for supporting us. And how about a round of applause for him? He's out of the car, the 28 of Daryl Mitchell.